Hi everyone, I am here today to do a review of Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. I smile quite a bit when I say this because I started reading Vampire Academy like 2 years ago and I haven't been able to finish it because so many reasons, but let's start the review and you'll see why. I didn't hate this book though. I'll probably end up finishing the whole series, but I'm gonna warn anyone that's trying to read it or is thinking about reading it, it's extremely difficult to get through the first book. Like, the thing is, it's vampires, young adult, and so there's like this thing that there's like this storyline that most of those diaper books follow. This one doesn't follow that, and I like that about it. It's slightly different. You think vampires and academy. Vampires going to school. Like, been there, done that. It's a little different. I'm impressed with Mead's imagination. Her vampires are pretty interesting, well, kind of, and the people in her books are really interesting. I do like her characters quite a bit, actually. I know Kaisa, who's also trying to read this book and is failing miserably, doesn't like the main character. I actually really like Rose. I didn't at first, I will admit. But to be fair, Kaisa, you're only on page like 20 and I finished the book, so maybe you will learn to grow and like Rose. I ended up liking her quite a bit, actually. I liked that she wasn't boring and passive, and I liked it that she had some fierceness about her and she had a personality, and she's not a vampire, just so everyone knows. Main character, not a vampire. However, best friend named Lisa is a vampire. She's actually a vampire princess. Yeah, they have royalty there. It's confusing. The one thing, and I think the main reason I couldn't get through this book, is fantasy and real life. I love fantasy books. I do. I love them so much, but sometimes you have to have an element of realism in your fantasy. You have to have something that the reader can relate back to and say, okay, this reminds me of my world, and stuff like that. And there was so much information about this vampire world thrown at you in the first like 150 pages that you're trying to enjoy and understand a story while at the same time you're trying to learn about whole culture and world and words and history and stuff that you don't know, and so it's hard for you to like get into it at first. However, towards the end I finally started to understand the world. I kind of got what was going on with Lisa and Rose. They finally get back to the academy, and it was a little hard at first to get through. I'm telling you though, the last like 100 pages, like by chapter 16, page 212, which is about a little over 100 pages left in the book, I started to enjoy the book and I finished it like right away because I was really getting into it. I liked the storyline. I'm definitely going to pick up the next one. I surprised myself in thinking that. So I'm glad I finished it. To people that are looking for a new series, especially if you're into vampires, this is a good one. It definitely is. You just have to have patience with the first book. You really do. You have to go through, read it, and just be done with it, and then get the next one, and you'll be able to enjoy yourself there. Now, a lot of people don't have patience like that for books. I'm surprised I finished this. I really was, because I've been reading this for like 2 years. And I did like it in the end. I was pleased, and I hope you will finish it as well, Kaisa. You are a lot more critical than I am, though, with just about everything. You always have something to say that's like very critical, and I like that about you. That's what makes you such a good book reviewer. But there's just stuff that I don't think of that I know you'll think of with this book. So very slow at first. An entire new world, new terms, new life that you sort of have to either get into or just back away from the series. But I followed through. I liked it. I liked the characters. I very much ended up liking the story. And the world is still a little confusing. I'm still not grasping the royalty concepts and the bodyguard concepts. I know there's more technical Latin terms for those, but I cannot memorize them. That's another thing that drove me crazy, like the Dumpher, and she's the Strigori, and I don't know it was just like I had to keep going back and remembering what those terms meant, and it distracted me from the book basically, which is disappointing because the characters are I really liked Rose. Very strong main character, very not typical main character, which breath of fresh air for young adult main characters. Usually girls are boring, especially in supernatural romances. It's like, and this isn't even really a romance. I would call this more of a supernatural friendship. Definitely. Still really liked it though, and I encourage people that are looking for a new series, looking to get into a series long term, because I think there's quite a few books in this series, and are willing to be patient with the first book, should definitely pick this up. If you don't have any patience and you're not into supernatural, do not read this book. It's not for you at all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.